The crisp linen napkin felt like a shroud in Louise's hand. She twisted it, a silent, frantic act of rebellion against the ornate, oppressively quiet restaurant booth. Across the table, her father, a man whose ambition had long outweighed his affection, beamed with a predatory pride. Beside him sat Cal, the man who was supposed to be her future, a man whose easy arrogance made her skin crawl. "Oh, I'm sorry, miss." A voice broke through her rising panic. "Could you please step away with me? I have a stain remover over there." Louise looked up into the earnest, slightly panicked eyes of a waiter. He held a tray with a single half-empty glass of orange juice. She saw her chance. "I was ready to douse myself head to toe in this fresh juice just to get away from that table for at least a few minutes," she whispered, grabbing his arm and letting him pull her away. He led her through a maze of tables to a quiet corner near the kitchen. "You do realize I don't have any miracle stain remover, right?" he asked, a conspiratorial smile touching his lips. "Oh, then why did you bring me here? Just to save you?" A wave of unexpected warmth washed over her. "Oh, what's the name of my savior?" "Antonio Martino. You can call me just Tony." Louise. Tony's eyes, a gentle brown, held a kindness she hadn't seen directed at her in years. He quickly glanced around. "Here is the back door. Just open it and you can escape from this unpleasant company." Louise's brief moment of hope dissolved. She shook her head. "Thank you so much, but I'm afraid this unpleasant company is my family, and I have nowhere to run." Before Tony could respond, she heard her father's booming voice from the main dining room. "What are you doing? Don't make any noise, otherwise they will hear us," she hissed, pulling him back into the small alcove. "Let me go. Stay here quietly. My shift ends in 2 hours. I will come back, and I will figure out how to help you." He pressed a small folded piece of paper into her hand and was gone before she could protest, slipping back into the rhythm of the bustling restaurant. Louise returned to the table, her heart hammering a frantic rhythm against her ribs. "Auntie is here. Don't open your eyes. You don't want to spoil your birthday surprise. Something really special." Her aunt's voice was sickeningly sweet. She felt a hand guiding her to her seat. "Okay, now open your eyes." Louise opened her eyes and looked at the 3 people sitting expectantly across from her. "Dad, what's going on?" Her father gestured grandly to Cal. "Come on, honey. Meet your future husband and the father of your future children." Louise felt a cold dread settle in her stomach. "This is absurd. I think my family decided to sell me to a millionaire. A conspiracy to hide a terrible secret from me," she thought, the words of Tony's note still clutched in her hand, suddenly feeling like a precious ticket. "I've waited a long time to finally meet you," Cal purred, leaning forward. "Oh, thank you for your concern, but I wasn't planning on getting married," Louise replied, her voice firm. "What do you mean you weren't planning? You're 21, Louise. It's the perfect time to get pregnant," her aunt chirped. "Pregnant? Are you out of your mind, Dad?" "Well, I don't know him." "This is your chance to get to know him," her father insisted, his smile strained. Louise gave a hard, sudden laugh. Okay, well, let's get acquainted now. How much do you make?" Cal's eyes narrowed, but he recovered with an arrogant smirk. "That's a good question. Enough to buy you." Cute. 2 sets of gold handcuffs. I'm sick," Louise muttered. "Oh, and speaking about sickness, when was the last time you were tested for STDs? Her father slammed his fist on the table. "Louise, choose your words carefully." No, it's okay. I like it. She got a sense of humor. That's a plus. Maybe something for the birthday girl, though? Oh, yes, wine. A glass. A bottle. Cal began to order. "Hey, stop. No wine. Just water, fresh, and that's all. If you are not going to take care of your health, then I will." "That's clear," her aunt commanded, seizing control of the table once more. "Well, this is ridiculous. Now really, I'm leaving." Louise stood up. "Louise, stop. Listen to me. I worked really hard to put a roof over your head, so you're going to marry who I tell you to marry." Her father roared, his ambition now turning into outright tyranny. Louise turned her back on them all. Round they go. "Shall we go, pretty?" she whispered, remembering the note in her hand. She walked out the front door, her heart pounding with a mixture of terror and exhilaration. She was leaving. She was finally running. Outside, she scanned the street, her hands shaking. Tony's note had simply read, "Back exit, alley, 10 p.m. Don't be late." She checked her watch. 10:02 p.m. "What are you waiting for?" A low voice called from the shadows of the alleyway. It was Tony. He looked different out of his waiter uniform, more relaxed, yet also more substantial. He didn't wait for her reply, simply took her hand and led her down a fire escape, through a service corridor, and out into the bewildering anonymity of the city night. They walked for blocks until they reached a cramped, colorful, and thoroughly lived-in apartment building. "This is my humble home. You can stay here as long as you wish." The small and humble apartment was the best hiding place. After all, her father and her narcissistic fiancé would never look for her in this poor neighborhood. "It's very nice here," she said, genuinely touched by his kindness. "Is there any way I can thank you?" "You can start by being hungry," he said, a genuine, easy smile spreading across his face. He moved with a practiced grace into the tiny kitchen, pulling ingredients from an overflowing cupboard. "Tonight, authentic pasta Italiana." Louise watched him cook. She couldn't take her eyes off Tony, and her head was spinning, either from the way he was masterfully cooking or from the smell of the spices or his strong hands always in motion. "Mamma mia, you always steal my breath," he murmured, catching her stare as he sampled the sauce. "But it's even better with a good glass of wine." "Wine at midnight? Oh, santo cielo! What a free person can be when one can afford everything." Louise laughed, a genuine, unfettered sound she hadn't realized she was capable of. From then on, they danced every night when they made dinner. They talked for hours, sharing dreams and fears. Louise learned that Tony was saving every penny to one day open his own trattoria. He learned that Louise's life was a gilded prison built on her father's corporate ambition. Before they knew it, they were in love with each other. With Tony, it was as if she had found a new family where no one forced her to do anything. Everything was perfect, until that goddamn night when he came home with a guest. "Hey, honey, hi, Auntie, what are you doing here?" Her aunt looked around Tony's small apartment with undisguised disdain. "Hello, darling. We need to talk." "There's nothing to talk about. You need to come back." "Why?" Louise demanded, stepping instinctively closer to Tony. "Your father is in terrible trouble, and if you don't come to him now, you may never see him again." "Where is he?" "He's at the restaurant, waiting for you." No matter how hard she tried to run away from her family, Louise knew that one day she would have to go back. Tony stayed, waiting for her outside the restaurant, hoping they'd be back at his place soon. Louise burst through the door and found her father sitting alone, head in his hands. "Dad! Dad! What are you doing? Where's the key to the jewelry box?" "Well, I have it." "Why?" "I need the key to the jewelry box, and I need all the jewelry in it. What for?" "I said, give me the key, Dad. Daddy?" "Daddy, what's wrong?" Her father looked up, his face pale and drawn. "Daughter, I've lost everything, and now we're going to be poor." "What are you talking about?" "I lost a lot of money, and if I don't pay it back, I go to jail." "But, so who did you lose to, and how?" "Cards. I've been playing cards for years, and I always win, but this time, I didn't. So now what?" "Well, if I don't pay back all the money I owe by tonight, I go to jail." Wait, but there has to be a way around, right?" "Well, there is a way, but I don't even want to talk about it." No, Dad. Say it as it is." "Okay. The guy that I owe the money to will forgive the loan if you agree to marry him." Louise felt the blood drain from her face. What? And who is he? Who is that guy? A familiar, smug voice answered from the doorway. It's me. Cal stepped into the room, impeccably dressed, his eyes glinting with triumph. Oh, now I see why you were trying to get me to know him so hard, Louise whispered, sinking into a chair. I need a minute, she told them, walking past them both and out the back door where Tony was waiting. He rushed toward her, concern etched on his face. Louise, what happened? What's wrong? Tony, honey, I love you so much. I really do, but, we have to end this. Why? What's wrong? Tears welled in her eyes. Sometimes you have to make sacrifices for family, and unfortunately, it's the only way I can save my father. What are you talking about? I'm not letting you go anywhere. You don't have to. There is no other choice. Tell me how I can help you. She took his face in her hands, planting a desperate final kiss on his lips. Between you and I, do you think Cal would agree to let my father go for a poor waiter? She knew the answer was no. The only thing Cal wanted was her. She pulled away, leaving him stunned and heartbroken in the alley. Louise walked back into the restaurant. She faced Cal and her father, her posture stiff, all the warmth and life Tony had brought back to her gone from her eyes. I'm ready to marry you. Is that what you wanted? Isn't it? She challenged Cal. He walked up to her, his smile wide and victorious. I'll make you happy, I promise you. Louise had lost her love and was trapped in a golden cage, and there was no way out. You can leave if you want, but then your daddy, your lovely daddy, goes a full depth or he goes to jail, Cal explained later, his words cold and sharp. Her whole life had lost its taste and color. It became disgusting, like boiled broccoli. You don't like the food again? Cal asked one evening at his mansion's ridiculously large dining table. I do, thanks. Louise, the future mother of my children, should eat healthy food. She was willing to eat a pound of broccoli if it let her see the one she really loved. Tony. She had to break up with him to save her father. Now she would be locked in a golden cage with Cal forever. Weeks later, Cal took her to a high-end restaurant, one famous for its exorbitant prices and impeccable service. Louise felt numb, going through the motions of a woman preparing for a loveless marriage. Good afternoon, sir. My name is Tony, and I am your waiter. Louise froze. She couldn't say a word. What was he doing here? But she knew by one look in Tony's face that he was up to something she couldn't allow. Cal looked up, annoyed. No, nothing. I'm sorry. Hey, listen, I told you 1,000 times. Have you lost your mind? Why are you here? She whispered fiercely when Cal stepped away to take a call. I can't be with you, but you can't forbid me from just being around you, he whispered back, his voice ragged. Well, then I forbid you. If Cal finds out what happened between us, then my father will go to jail. I'm not going to ruin your father's life, but I'm not going to leave you here alone either. You don't say, you have to get out from here right now. Try and make me. Oh, I will. Don't even doubt it, Cal returned, looking confused. Doubt? What? Well, I refuse to eat in here if this waitress serves us, Louise declared suddenly. Why? Cal demanded. Because he's an Italian. You know, they always put their spices, their cheeses everywhere. And the curry? Curry is Indian, phew. And Tony is a waiter, not a chef. You can go. Louise spat out the insult, watching the brief flicker of pain in Tony's eyes before he gave a curt, professional bow and walked away. I wanted to be with Tony more than anything, but I had to play the role of the bride for someone else. Louise retreated into Cal's mansion, rarely leaving her room. She didn't even see her father when he came to visit. She only went out at night to eat something decent, avoiding Cal's controlling gaze. One night, as she crept into the kitchen, she nearly screamed. You scared me! Why the hell did you sneak up on me? It was Tony, standing in the enormous kitchen, now dressed in a chef's uniform. "It's my job to make sure that all residents of the house are fed," he said, a ghost of his old smile on his face. "Oh, well, then you are not doing your job well, 'cause I'm always walking around hungry. What are you doing?" "I'm going to cook." "I don't want your pasta," she insisted, her voice trembling. "I'll feed you and go," he promised. The smell of spices and his smile revived everything in her. With great effort, she could no longer resist her feelings. Every night, he would sneak into the kitchen, and they would share a meal and a brief, stolen moment, clinging to the fragments of their love. But eventually, their secret became clear. "Louise, what the hell are you doing kissing the waiter?" Her father stood in the kitchen doorway, aghast. "Sir, Daddy, he's not the waiter. That's the man that I left to save you." "Are you out of your mind? Do you know what this could mean for our family? You must break up with him right now." "I must? Really, Dad? I gave up my love for your sake. I put up with the man that I don't love for your sake, and all I have is only a few hours at night with the man that I really love. Do you want to take this away from me too? What sacrifices do I still have to make for my family? I'm losing my patience." Louise's outburst hung heavy in the air. Her father looked utterly defeated. She understood perfectly that Tony and she could have been discovered at any moment and that their love had no future, but it seemed impossible to make herself love Cal. Later that week, Cal cornered her in the living room. "Louise, why are you late for dinner?" "I'm not eating dinner today." "Okay, sit down. Louise, I say, sit down." He lowered his voice, his eyes pleading. "You know what I want more than anything right now?" "What? To love you the way you love me. It would solve all my problems and make me the happiest woman on earth. But, that's impossible." "I always get what I want, Cal. You used every way—" "Not all of them. You don't even know how much I love you," Cal shouted, grabbing her arm. But the miracle Cal was counting on never happened. "I don't feel anything. I'm your husband. You must still love me. Hey, please, please." "What are you doing? She's my fiancée. She's the girl I love. You're not going to lay a finger on her again." Tony materialized from the shadows, stepping between them. "Louise, I know what this is going to do to your father, but you are leaving with me now." "Hey, you!" Tony shouted at Cal, giving Louise a look that told her to run. Just as Cal raised his fist, the front door burst open, and 2 police officers stepped inside. "Okay! Oh, Dad! The police are on their way here!" Louise cried, expecting the worst for Tony. Oh, great! Now he goes to jail for years! That was fast! You started the feud behind my back!" Cal screamed at Louise. "I don't think so. These two have been in love for a long time. Besides, I didn't call the police on him," her father said, stepping forward from the shadow of the staircase. "What are you talking about?" Cal demanded. "I told the police everything. I told them about the debt. I told them that we've been playing cards for big money for years. I told them I owe you a lot of money." Cal staggered back, his face a mask of confusion and rage. "Oh, I'm sick! I'm sick of all your family! Get out of my house! Siri, call a lawyer!" Louise rushed to her father. "Dad! Daddy! We have to figure something out!" "There's nothing to figure out. I figured that after enough time, you'd learn to love Cal, and maybe my debt would be forgiven. But all I've done is ask you to give up your happiness for your family. I'm sorry for everything, Louise." He looked her straight in the eye, the ambition in his gaze finally replaced by true remorse. He turned to Tony. "You take good care of my daughter now. Now both of you get out of here. Go, go!" Tony didn't hesitate. He took Louise's hand, and they walked out of the golden cage and into the street, leaving the miserable opulence behind. They walked toward the humble apartment, toward the smell of spices, and toward the home they had built with nothing but honest love. Louise had found her love, and she would always remember that sacrificing your happiness will not make those who love you happy. True love found her not in a ballroom, but in a restaurant's back corner, served by a poor waiter with kind eyes and a strong heart.